What's your takeaway from today's activity?
Just how wonderful and magical they are. The budgets that these women are working with, they have to be magicians.
So today we are continuing our partnership with Jacqui Tyson to train our chefs and cooks within childcare facilities as to how to prepare economical and nutritious meals for the children that we serve. They are from different homes, both government and private. As I know, we're at the mustard seed facilities here. And so when we do our training, we incorporate all our facilities, both private and government. Proper nutrition is important for the growth and development of our children. We need to ensure that they get a balanced meal at all times. And so we believe that in training our staff in terms of how to prepare those meals, how to keep the kitchen and areas sanitized. So she's going through the whole gamut of how it is that as chefs within the facilities they can maintain the premises so that the children can get nutritious and wholesome meals.
Part of my pet project for my foundation, which is the Jacqui Tyson Share the Love Foundation, is that we've chosen the Children Protective Agency and Services and all the children's home island-wide to see how we can improve the nutrition level, how we can share expertise and train, and how we can help the people who are really responsible for feeding our kids in the home, from those that are challenged, those that have mobility issues, babies. Did you know that? They're really babies. And then we have some who have grown old in the system but can't leave. And then there's the teenagers, the young adolescents, and how to get their nutrition up so that we can fight any pandemic and they can grow into well-balanced adults with a good understanding of how to eat and live healthy.
What motivated you to get involved?
It all started way back with Scotiabank and Nutrition for Learning and Joylene, and they asked me if I would partner and just have a session. And once I went to the first home, I remember the first home I went to will always be the home that remains in my heart, which was Glen Hope Place of Safety. And when I saw the kitchen that they were using, and when I saw the quantity of children, I would never know so much children would be in one space. When I saw babies, literally over newborn, I said, but this is a major task. And then there were all these predominantly women who worked from dusk till dawn to give them at least 4 meals every day. I said, boy, how can I help? So we started out first by furnishing them with, getting donations, furnishing them with proper equipment. And I had partners along the way. I had Best Dressed Chicken. I had people that came on that donated products, donated the funds. Scotia was very big at donating the funds to give us the first giveaways, which were pans, knives, cutting boards, things that we take for granted in our home kitchen. These kitchens don't have it. Copper soup.
Yeah.
Well, everybody loves it. Children love it, adults love it. I was fighting against it and I go to fill a gap in a short space of time. So what we did was use the same flavoring, and then we're going to add some ramen. Ramen is a noodle that is in it, but the trick to it is the noodles just really need to be softened, because if you cook it too much, it will turn into a mess. A little oil, a little garlic. We always start our cooking process that way. A hot pan, a little oil, a little garlic, a little chopped onion. If you had blended scallion, we call it green seasoning. We'll put some here. Right? You don't want it to get hot, but you don't want it to burn. The franks we already cut up. So the franks are going to take some of the flavor of the seasoning. The noodles, if you still have them nice and long. You don't want to get them squishy, so we just let them sit in the hot water. Then add a little hot choy to this. And if you want it at this time, you could add some soya seasoning. You can add any kind of Chinese stuff that you want to add. We're adding back a little carrot, because carrots is a sweetening agent. Carrots is a fun agent. This is another good item that you can do for supper. 2 pack of capsules goes a long way. Remember, in your theme days, this would work well for meatless Mondays. This would fall under Asian lasagna roller. Lasagna is another type of pasta. When you're making a lasagna, it goes this way in one layer, meat or vegetables, and then you turn it the other way. Remember, we always start our pan with a little garlic, a little chopped up onions, and scallion. A little thyme if you want, you can put a little thyme. So Jamie, I've combined here. Is this cantaloupe, Jamie? Cantaloupe, carrots. I was showing the other book before that in our kitchen, we blend our garlic down to a paste. So we don't have the garlic, just we're beating it every day. When we do our carrots to cook with, we just use the grater, right? And grate the carrots on the side and just, you can do that on a daily basis. This part of what you see there is called mise en place. It's a French term and it simply means to be prepared. You cannot run a kitchen if you're not prepared. You can't come in the kitchen and start a code every day when you just have backache, stressing. So you determine along the kitchen staff who is your prep person. That person will have to be a great chef, but that person will break down the onions, will break down the garlic, will do all your prep. So when you're ready now, you're going to start lunch at 9 o'clock. Everything is set out nice and ready for you. So you just put it together. That is what we call shared labor, and it makes you just focusing on getting the flavor right, cooking it to the right texture. So we have to give each people duties, and the duties don't have to be resident, you know. Meaning that you're on prep today, you're on cooking tomorrow. I'm on prep Thursday, and you change it. That way everybody's cross-trained. So you've taken the lasagna shells, and notice the color is not dark and black. So when you get to the dark and black stage, that's when they don't like it. You cut one shell in two, we put the cantaloupe. Could have added carrot puree if you wanted to. And then Jamie is going to now roll this up. Right, see? That's a lasagna roll, which breaks the monotony. It's the same pasta we're using, the same cantaloupe, the same onions, the same scallion, the same garlic. Whatever you cook that day, could be mackerel, whatever you make with lots of sauce. And they get this is how they get the vegetables to eat. So you can sprinkle a little cheese on it, little butter. You could now have made, you know, when you go to the market and you buy tomatoes, and tomatoes spoiling. All you have to do, you know, sometimes you ask the people you buy from, give me all the squeezed tomatoes, and you get a good deal, all the squash ones. When you come to the kitchen, you wash them off, cut off the stems and just blend them. And what you're going to get from that, and all the time, what you're going to get from that is a wonderful base for pasta sauce, for tomato sauce. So if you're cooking, you just need to add a little ketchup to that, and you're good to go. And so you put that little cantaloupe on top of the cheese. And you just put this in the oven for, we don't have an oven, but we have what we call our portable flame. But you know, when you go in the oven, what you have is the heat. So we're just going to do what we call gratin it for a little bit. It's a nice little tool to have. You have to know how to use it. Egg bread, powdered milk, and we're going to break 2 eggs. Add a little cinnamon. We're going to add a pinch of vanilla. We're going to add a little sprinkle of sugar. Whisk that a little bit. We put our bread in there. We're going to give our chips a little bit of oil. We don't make the bread get too soggy. Don't take long. We just sprinkle a little brown sugar because you know they like the sweet. This is the one time. If we had a little pancake syrup, we put it on it. And little things like just turning the bread in the right direction is very important. How people see food is how they eat food. When we cut things, we cut them at an angle because things are better at an angle. You could add peanut butter to the banana. You could add mango. And basically, it's called egg bread, a nutritious breakfast. You didn't have to give everybody an egg. They've gotten a vibe of egg. They've gotten some bananas. They have their roll-ups, vegetable roll-ups. They have what we call a pasta dish with tomato, with pumpkin and callaloo for Meatless Monday. And then you have had your ramen noodle with fries.
Today you have attended this training session. How beneficial has it been so far?
It's very beneficial, since I came, I keep learning a lot of stuff and really love to be here back to learn a lot more. And I think it's a good look. I would like managers and stuff, people like that to bring the kids them more at the time and they can learn how to prepare a meal. Like when they finish class and all of that because they have a lot of ideas.
What's your takeaway from today's activity?
Just how wonderful and magical they are. The budgets that these women are working with, they have to be magicians. It's a very limited amount. One whom I remember I looked at was $2,011 per child per week. And that meant breakfast, lunch, dinner, 4 meals a day. I learned a lot and how they tweak things, how they use thin products in a different way, how they were so savvy as to what the children liked and what they didn't like. And I hope I was able to share my expertise. So it's a sharing of expertise from them to me and from me to them.